What we often do is delay our fulfillment into a never arriving future, or we relate it to what happened in a never existing past. So we can never see what we really want to see, because fulfillment is what we are right here, right now. Fulfillment is here and now. And even there is no here and now. This would imply that there is a before and an after. If you are waiting for something to show up and to show you that you are fulfilled, you can never see it. You cannot see what you are looking for. It is the mirror principle that is holding all together, so to say. And you have to be aware of you being the fulfillment, if you see it or not, and to stop looking into already manifested circumstances to find it there. Because you will never find it there when you are the mechanism by yourself. And delaying your fulfillment makes no sense. When you say, I am fulfilled now, the mechanism can show you this. And the more you bring light into this knowing, the more you can see it. This principle is so simple that we have difficulties to trust, because we are so used to believe in what we have achieved, seemingly. But all these achievements, they only show up because we have believed before that now you are worthy enough to receive this fulfillment, to have achieved your goal and so on. So it was never about growth or evolving, nothing of that. You are already a fully evolved being, and we had it all wrong. We always have seen ourselves as a linear being, but what we are is not linear. It is all these lives, all these things, all these identities is all existing vertically. It's all in the now. And what is going on is that you're always choosing, consciously or unconsciously, from that vertical what you want to experience. And after you had made this decision, seemingly now that you are that, what you have decided for, from there an experience of that is unfolding. But when we lose ourselves in this linear perspective, then we start to overlook our true nature, that is multidimensional and vertical, and we identify with this one perspective. And then we think we are limited. We have limited ourselves in taking on this perspective, but this doesn't mean that we are limited. So what is really going on is, once you are awakening, quote unquote, you start to remember, wait a moment, I'm not only this perspective, I'm not only this linear thing, I am that. I am omnipresent. And I can choose every perspective I want and to let it unfold. When you have recognized that, you know that hustling for something or delaying something into a quote-unquote future, or make who you are dependent on what you have experienced in one of limitless experiences, makes no sense, and it is in vain. Once you have recognized that and you center yourself, you are always centered in that, but it's like seemingly you return to that, you will start to see the fullness of who you really are, and that it's all about the whole thing, like spiritual awakening and so on. It's just awareness, remembering itself, and stopping to overlook itself. And since we are energy, it cannot really be forced to become awake or to be from 0 to 100% be centered. It is more like you remember it over and over and over again, and it can seem like a struggle and wobbling, but it's actually just energy balancing itself. The whole mechanism is balancing itself again, harmonizing itself again after it had kind of overlooked itself or contracted into a shrinked perspective. That's all what is happening here, and this energy always gets translated in a representation of life in circumstances and people and thoughts, feelings, assumptions, identity. But on the basis, everything is energy. So you don't have to worry what's going on with you and so on. The only thing what you're meant to do is to always return back, remember, stay focused on who you really are. And that is the only thing that you can do to help you to anchor yourself in that truth. And the more you are centered, the more you will see of who you really are. The whole fulfillment, the whole love, health, wealth, everything, it gets reflected back to you. Not only from one perspective, but from the whole fullness that you are, the wholeness. I hope this was, not I hope, I know this was helpful because I was the cause of that video. So all the best for you, and you got this. See you in the next video. Bye.